Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight we are going to be making one of our favorites, and that is homemade pasta. We're going to be leaving town for about a week, and so we have roughly 18 eggs that we're going to try and cook up and make into some pasta so it can store long term and we don't have to worry about wasting any eggs. So with that, let's make some pasta. We're going to be using a really simple recipe from America's Test Kitchen. The recipe calls for 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, and a teaspoon of salt. That will all go into a food processor and we'll blend it up until we get a nice golden dough. You're going to want to make sure that the dough isn't too sticky but also not too floury. Just kind of like a Play-Doh consistency is what we're going for. And as far as rolling out the dough and cutting it into noodles, we don't have a KitchenAid. That would make things a lot faster. But we are just going to be using a simple hand crank machine, and that is going to be more than enough for the amount of pasta we're going to be making. And we're shooting for about 10 pounds of pasta today. So with that, we're going to get everything set up and we'll show you just how we do this.
Under the trees, I found a box of blackberries.
So now that we have our dough here, we're going to run it through on the highest setting, the widest setting. So mine is a 7, and I believe that stands for 7 millimeters. We're just going to run it through here once and grab it out the other side. Once we do that, we're going to fold it over like this, and we're going to do this step 3 times. This just helps to get any of the air bubbles out and helps to make it one cohesive ball. That way when we run it through the noodle cutter, it'll stay together really well. And if you need to add extra flour in this step, feel free to do so. Now we're going to progressively go down. I usually skip every 2 numbers, so from a 7 to a 5, and then we'll go down to a 3, and then we'll finish actually at a 2. And that'll be enough that it will be ready to go through the noodle cutter. Have to probably help it, kind of guide it in so it doesn't tear. And then the last one here, we're on a 2, but this is looking really good so far. This is a step where it definitely makes it easier if you have a KitchenAid mixer and a KitchenAid pasta cutter. All right, so we got our row here, or our dough here, and we are going to just cut it in half. And I'm gonna flour it a little bit more. That's a lot of bit more, but that's okay. Flour it a little bit more here. Shake off the excess flour. Put some more here. And this is a key step, make sure you don't miss this, because if it doesn't have enough flour on here, it's gonna get stuck in the little blades. So that looks sufficient here. We're gonna run it through. Can help it out there. Get a little stuck. Voila. We have some pretty nice pasta. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lay this down and it'll dry, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little extra flour and it will be good to go. So in a nutshell, that's how we do it. The biggest tip that I can give is to do not be afraid to over flour sometimes, because that's just gonna help it not get stuck to the equipment or whatever machine you're using, because once that happens, it gets really frustrating. So don't be afraid to over flour. That will be your biggest friend. We are gonna get going on this pasta here, and I will check back in a little bit. We did it, just under 10 pounds of pasta in a little over an hour. It was a lot, but I'm happy to say that we accomplished it. If you have a KitchenAid mixer, it makes everything go a lot faster. We made some spaghetti and linguine, and what we're gonna do now is we're actually just gonna put it in our back room and keep it covered for a few days and let it air dry naturally. If you have a big dehydrator, you can obviously put it in there and it'll make the process go a lot faster. We do not, so we're just gonna let it air dry until it gets to that kind of hard consistency that you're used to in dry pasta, and then we will put it in a long-term storage container. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you found the video helpful, and it's a super easy recipe, so I really encourage you to give it a shot. If you have some eggs and flour and you're not really sure what to make with it, pasta's a great answer. My name is Austin. This is the Cypress and Sparrow Homestead. We will see you in the next video. Peace.